Okay, you said he can hear everybody very well. All right.
Oh, I for sure get what you mean when you say the Sonic looks demonic.
Ha!
I'm looking at the stream right now. Oh my
But
god.
he's kind
Yeah.
of sick. Yeah, I see him.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing we want to discuss? The Super Smash Bros. 2 documentary.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty sick,
My neighbors
right?
probably heard that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loved it. A lot of people have been commenting that they're like, they didn't know about the scene, they found out about it, now they're interested. A lot of people joined FFC. Old players came back, like Charweezy, for example, started streaming it yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's just been really good. Everybody's had like really good opinions on it. Obviously it's not perfect. There's things I wish that I could have expanded on. I'm sure Vash probably wishes I had more of him in there.
Wait,
But
I can explain all of that
yeah.
later.
Okay, yeah. But overall, it's really good, and I'm really happy with the reception so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we should probably like ask them about because there are some things I want to know.
Yeah.
Any plans for a follow up?
Interesting. Now that it's out and the reception is so good, it's definitely way more likely that I would make a follow up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably wait maybe like a year or so at
You have
least
to wait.
to like get more information how the scene's developing.
Yeah.
But there's some really good storylines with Zaire, like Prolific versus Zaire had a kind of a rivalry. Zaire got that win streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then of course, even going into Bowlers 4, I think in 2021, the whole circuit was amazing. Just the competitive scene's changed a lot. So maybe. I don't know. It's unclear, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Bowler, I got a question.
Yeah.
All right. I know that you were not, or you set yourself as like Bowler C was the last part about the documentary.
Yes.
So, anything before that? Was there anything you wish you sort of touched upon more, or even included in the first place?
Yes. There's two things I wish I did differently. I wish I went through the early builds of SF2 a little bit faster. I think it's a little slow if you don't know a lot about SF2. It's a lot to go through. It's all this not as interesting history until you get to 9B. And then I wish I expanded more on 2019 with like Ace, Vash, RC.
Yeah.
Like most of the top players I kind of had like a section about, but I didn't really have a section on Ace, Vash, and RC. I can just mention them. So I kind of feel like that part needed more.
Yeah.
But also, yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say it's kind of like RC didn't exist almost. Like
true. I mean,
like
RC gets mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, mentioned versus him versus Prolific.
Mm-hmm.
But true, I don't really mention RC. And mainly it's partly due to pacing, but also partly due to 2019 didn't really have like a major tournament that was like good to just focus on this one big event that would like help with the storyline. Every other year there was like one tournament, like Exodus 2, Bowlers 3, Online Evo, something that would like solidify like one player's the best. And there wasn't really a 2019 tournament that stood out to me like that. So it was a little hard to make 2019 work, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, they don't know, but Bowlers 3 was tentatively planned for 2019.
Yeah. It did get delayed. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was originally planned, I think, for December of 2019, and then ended up delaying it.
I remember editing like a little trailer for it.
Little trailer, yeah. It was pushed back, which is probably a better thing, to be honest, because it brought more people into it for 1.2.
I agree.
We got so lucky with Bowlers 3. The pandemic, the whole timing.
Everything was perfect. Yeah, the update just came out. The pandemic, everybody was playing. All these new characters. The scene was revived. It was great.
Yeah.
And that Raid Shadow Legends sponsor. So I just put in all that money basically, or most of it. Yeah, I was like, fuck it, it'd be hype, and it was good. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, if I did anything differently, I would just focus more on 2019, try and make it work better.
The issue with that is like a lot of 2019 isn't documented, or
yes, I was gonna say the same thing. There's actually a surprising amount of tournaments in 2019 that don't have VODs on YouTube.
No VODs because people used Mixer. That was the last year people used Mixer.
Mixer was I don't know why Doc used Mixer. That was a very strange decision.
I was so mad at Doc for using Mixer. Really and Ladner too. He was like, Doc uses Mixer. I want to use Mixer. It was like, bro.
Wait, what was the problem with using Mixer for like?
Well, it wasn't good for archiving VODs, and also, like for the scene in terms of growth, it was just a very strange decision.
Like so bad.
No one's finding us.
Everyone's using Twitch. Nobody's gonna use Mixer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
Now we're past it though.
Like that was also the last year FCR rankings are like abolished and we moved on to PRs.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. People started focusing on the PRs more, which is probably for the best. FCR was getting a little outdated. Plus, I think Dark Mac retired the FCR in 2020, I think, or 2021.
He reset it. He reset it, and then like he stopped doing rankings for it.
Yeah. When the PR team like made its seating document, I think that's when Dark Mac retired FCR, like back in like late 2020. So I thought it was like a good time to sort of stop that. I thought FCR was good for like archiving data, and it was fun to look at. But when TOs used it for seeding tournaments, it just didn't like make sense.
It rewarded people who entered more, which is like
it did.
Like
it's part of why like Nady was number 1 at one point because nobody was entering, but the ones he did enter, he was winning because it was like him versus like UFTA winners finals. It's not. It's like
he went in. He went in.
It's like Lerman's, UFTA. Like there was very few people entering back then.
Dude, I was number 1.
Oh, really?
For like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how that happened. That's when I was okay.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, FCR was definitely more important, I think, in 9B. People were using it a little bit more, but then once beta came out, the first couple of PRs started coming out, and that sort of transitioned from FCR to PR.
Yeah, I think only really me and Tillur know this, but it was like I was just one day I just kept saying how like BS FCR was as a ranking system. It really didn't like I think we probably have it somewhere in our DMs where we first discussed it, but it was just about like there's no goal when you're playing an FCR. It's just a continuous ranking that has no beginning and ending, and it's just like a collection of points that mean essentially nothing besides whatever the algorithm wants it. Not algorithm, but you know, the equation essentially wants it to be. So it's just it wasn't a great ranking system at all. Like shout outs to Ermac for maintaining it. Like it's a great. This is the one thing I've always said about FCR. It was, or the Flash Collective rankings, if anybody's new, it was like an older ranking system. But it was like an amazing archival document, less so than a ranking system, because it archived a lot of good history. I'm sure that's like really essential.
And all the matchups, all the tournaments, you know, the records between players.
Set records,
pretty good.
Yeah.
But
no.
Vash
remember
and
those.
Oh, my fault.
My bad. I like one last thing about the FCR. I remember when like seating for Bowlers 3, like looking back on it, like it looks so scuffed because
I agree because Zaire was banned on the FCR, so we had no knowledge on where he should be. And he barely entered in 2019. He almost basically retired. So we put him at like 26 or something. He had to play Vash like round 3 or something. It was bad.
I remember that.
Zaire was pissed. That he had to
I'd be pissed, dude.
There were some other questionable ranking, or I think Rage.
Why was Rage number 2?
Yeah, Rage was,
that's why
he had just won Just Vibing, so he was super high on the FCR.
I was gonna mention that, like, even though he did win that tournament, which was a lot of FCR points, afterwards he wasn't like performing as well. So FCR kind of like rewards you for performing in like certain spots, and then like you can kind of suck for the rest of the season. You'd still be rewarded with a high seed.
Because I remember looking. I looked at the seeding today. I was like, why is Rage number 2? Why like? I remember me and Pro like distinctly being like the underdog going in, but I didn't know like we were both seated below top 5.
I think RC was the favorite.
RC was, I felt like RC, so many events. RC was the one who deserved the number 1 seeded.
RC, people were saying he was unstoppable. Like that shit was.
He was really
That's
good.
the thing too. I think RC is a big choker. Unfortunately.
I do think.
It felt like when he's in a good mentality, like he is actually unstoppable.
And they keep. It's funny. Pika's like a character that'll never be bad. But they don't let up on Pika. Every single patch after RC's win streak, like 2020, every single patch after like even 1.1 and 1.2, but that was very deserved. Every single patch of 1.2, I'm pretty sure Pikachu got there. Every single one, no exceptions.
It's
like
he sucks. He sucks now.
I think he's bad for Pika standards. but he's not a
Yeah.
Still
terrible
pretty good.
character.
Yeah, he's
But-
bad for old SSF2
Yeah.
standards.
Yeah, the power
Yeah.
level is lower now.
I hate
No,
that.
I agree, definitely.
I hate that.
What was I gonna say though? So Vash and Tillur, overall thoughts on the documentary as like, well, Vash. So it's like, Bowler, you were a little bit before me, I think, when in terms of join date in the community.
Maybe.
Because I
I was,
remember,
like-
I remember you was like Jade Neck in
Yes, yeah. In the IRC.
yeah. You
I
were, oh, what were you gonna
joined
say?
in like May of 2015.
Oh
so,
wow, yeah. I think
right during like Lunar Ikios.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's when I like really got into it because Quote had got me into
Yeah.
the game a little bit before then, but I never really got into it like that. But
Gotcha. Yeah.
um,
Well, I'm an old head. I've been playing like 7 years now,
yeah.
which is funny because in my mind, I still don't consider myself like an old player because when I joined, the old players saw me as a new player, so I still consider myself like,
It's weird.
oh, like I'm not
It's
an old
weird.
player, but I guess I'm like a super old player
It's
now.
weird. It's super weird.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, same here. Also, because everybody takes a lot of breaks too, so it's like you're not like
Yes.
playing 7 years consecutive like a lot of melee players. You're just like
Yeah.
you'll
You're just
play
kind
a
of like
couple months.
you joined like earlier, and then you. Well, Bowler's been around for like a while. Like
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
consistently. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
I
compete.
get what you mean though.
Yeah. I was really into competitive in 9B, like 2015, 2016.
Mhm.
And then probably 2017 and 18, I kind of mostly focused on content. So
That
I
was
wasn't
the
like as
content.
yeah, it was content.
Yeah.
And then
You were the
2019, I
content.
basically didn't even play. I only played in 2019 for videos, straight
Yeah.
up. And then 2020 actually revived my interest in SF2. I think, like I started competing again. 2021, I was competing a lot, and then started working on the documentary.
Yeah.
So thank God for 1.2. You know what I mean?
1.2 really.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, I was not playing SSF2 in 2019 like at all.
Was it like the
Back-
characters that wanted you to
It
get
was
back
just
in?
like nobody else was competing. So like, and like Shady had just quit. I was playing with Shady a lot in
Shady's
2018.
done. Yeah.
Like a lot of my friends who I used to play with just stopped playing, so I stopped playing too. You know, it's sort of just like a whole community thing. Yeah, but yeah,
And then Monty was like 2016, right?
Monty's
no,
2015.
2015.
yeah, around the same time as me. I remember him back in the IRC.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just started playing when I was like really young, so that's
yeah,
part of it.
You're
as
from
well.
Pokemon Showdown, right? I remember.
that's a crazy timeline.
Yes, yeah. So what do you think, Vash? You don't have to hold
Of the
back.
doc?
Straight up, yeah.
I mean, so I had going into the doc that
Yeah.
like I did not want to like the reason why I thought Metagame, another documentary,
Yes.
kind of failed in my eyes and didn't like explode the melee community like a part
Yes.
2 was because like Mango and Leffen kind of like dogged on it, you know?
Yes.
So
they
I didn't
agree.
want to. I think it was part of the reason. I also think there's other reasons, but I think that's like a big reason.
That
But,
was
like,
definitely a part of it. Yeah.
going into it. I was like, no matter what, I don't want to. I'm trying to hold back the urge to publicly say my criticisms
Yes.
until like a year or two later. Then it won't matter. I think the community would grow by then.
Yeah.
But like, I knew my whole thing was gonna get my
True.
thing as a player was gonna get undocumented because 2019 was
say,
just the
one
whole
part of that. Just sorry, briefly.
yeah.
Vash's interview was the last one done.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
no,
so
the
that's
interview
also
part
part
I
of
was the
it.
last one.
Yes, you were done. And it was done like it might have been like December. It might have been like right
It
before.
was
I finished
literally not even a month. I
Yeah.
don't think it was like the last week of December.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah, I barely. We managed to get him in there. So that
I
was
don't.
part
I
of it,
think
definitely.
everyone else kind of covered what I wanted to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had some good
and
points
then
though. You had some funny lines. The part about Prolific was funny.
I still
Yeah.
want that $100.
Yeah.
What is he?
But yeah, I
what does
was
he owe you? Why does he owe you the money?
we did a full cast Iron Man. He thought he could beat me, like little bitch that he was. I went up 5 characters and then he left the server. Didn't come back
Yep.
until like a week later.
Yep.
Why would he do that? And the thing, this is after Bowlers 3, so I know he has the money.
All right.
But,
So you were saying
Something
going into the
about
documentary.
yeah. So I saw right after the documentary came out, I went silent, and I went to Galaxy. I remember Zare was kind of mad that he wasn't covered as much.
Mm,
I was like, yeah, this is not what I want to be, but I can't hold it in. So I was
Sure.
like, I saw Monty streaming,
Yes.
I was like, he was kind of reviewing the doc. I was like, all right, maybe I can just let it out here
Yeah.
because it's not that public.
Yeah.
I can just let it out.
Mhm.
So I did that. I hate when I
Small
talk
time
about.
streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it when I talk about 2019 because like I'm almost passive aggressive about it.
I think
Like,
the main
it's-
thing about it is that a lot of your competition wasn't there, or like your older competition wasn't there, so it feels
Yeah.
like you're discredited based off that, even though you were on that level. It's just that the people weren't around for you to prove it.
Yeah.
Um,
Pro was around. That's the thing. He was
yeah,
That's
no,
interesting
there.
about the looking-
eventually he was.
Yes. It was like the first half of the year he only entered like 2 tournaments, I think.
Two
At 29th
tournaments,
at
and
one of them.
then, and then he
I
started.
saw that
entering.
he entered a lot during
Yeah.
the summer.
He did start entering a
Yeah,
lot more than
he
the
entered
summer.
more than RC.
Yes. But he also
Oh, yeah, for
still wasn't the most dominant, I think. He had like a couple like 5th places, like a 9th place, I think, at one tournament.
Everyone had like a inconsistency period.
Yeah,
'cause,
everyone
like,
did.
Yeah.
everyone kind of took a break and then came back.
Yes, yeah.
Except RC. RC was just kind of beating everyone. But
Yeah, definitely like late 2019 and in the first 2 months of 2020, he was beating everybody. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what was I gonna say? I think, I mean a lot of things, but it's hard to fit everything. That's the thing about the 90 minutes.
Yes.
As soon as I heard
It's,
it was
especially
90
with the
minutes,
90 minutes.
That's-
Yeah,
that's
I
part of-
knew.
that's part of why I think if there is a sequel, it's less about getting to the new shit and more about expanding the old shit, like a Last Stock Legends type
Exactly.
of deal.
Yes, yes.
Mm,
Like you remember Last Stock Legends would do the episodes about like individual things.
Yeah.
They would, so not that much of a deep dive, because you know you can't really. I don't think there's an audience for that much of a deep dive. But I think something like the original Smash Brothers documentary, like almost kind of like DLC expanded shit.
yeah.
But it's also harder to do it all over again, have the audience, and also have the audience for longer form content. So it's almost like the community would have to be bigger. And then I think that
Yeah,
that gives
I
you an
agree.
opportunity to get to the newer shit too, as like a final episode.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree that I want to expand on what was at the end, like 2019 and 2020 going into it.
Even
I actually
like
kind of have an idea of a cool way I could do it.
yeah,
But yeah, I definitely think if I do one, I'll expand on it a lot like that.
yeah, even
I
like
actually do
there's
wish
oh,
there's some like.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Monty.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, even like older shit, like even like 9B, like people, like it's hard to find like footage and all that shit from then. It can be
Yes.
put together, but it would definitely be more like interview content, I think. But it's like there's still a lot of shit, just so many fun stories, just there's a lot
Yeah,
of shit
yeah.
that it's hard to fit into a 90-minute thing.
Yes,
Like-
there were so many stories I had to cut from the documentary, actually. Like,
Because
yeah.
I remember in my interview we talked about Gak Saga.
Yeah, there were a lot of good stories.
I
that-
wish that was in because that was like the first time
Yeah,
as like a beta player coming into the scene. That was like after Gax lost. That was the first time I was like, damn, this is kind of legit.
yeah.
Like there's like player hate. There's like people were going wild.
Oh yeah, that's the
like-
first time there was like a rivalry. Really, people were like, all about Kios versus Gax. Then they had the Kyo saga, which I think Kios didn't enter or like overslept or something. I don't remember.
Wait, which tournament? Sorry.
Kyo
Kyo
Saga.
saga. I think
I
Kyo's
think-
saga. He didn't. Even
Oh
enter.
yeah, that was
They played like a
Ze-
salty sweet after.
They played
I
a salty sweet after.
think.
That was
I think
Zera
Gax won.
versus
Which Gax won? Let's go.
I
no
think-
bias, no bias.
I think Kiyosaki was
Zera
Zare Strat,
Hmm.
and then like
Yep.
that was when Strat popped off on me in chat.
Oh yeah.
Because
He said one time and never again.
I am curious, Vash. So, what was your overall opinion then, just of the doc in general?
I liked it,
Yeah.
and I think we're capitalizing it well. I told Monty this. My IRL friends watched it.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said
I
you
think
Yeah.
only
watched it
Monty
with
knows
them.
this. My IRL friends, they know everything about SF2. They know who I am in SF2. They know everything, so they
That's
loved
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I thought it was good. I think it's gonna grow the community. It's like at 20K views already. So
Yeah, I've gotten so many
That's
DMs from
insane.
people, like just countless people, like old school
I know,
players.
like
Yeah,
Piano told Toph to watch it, and
Yeah,
apparently he
yeah.
might. I
might,
don't know.
Yeah, definitely
Like,
nobody
I
know for sure.
know-
He could just be saying that to be nice.
It's like
But,
pinned on r/Smash Bros.
It is. That
It's-
was
it's
amazing. I
crazy.
was surprised that
is.
they did that
Yeah.
because historically, the Smash Reddit doesn't typically like SSF2. They're a little hesitant to support
Yeah.
it, but they were very supportive of the doc, which is awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I think also like some of that shit is phased a little bit, almost. It's kind of
Yeah.
I think because of FPS, a little bit, just because I haven't really, but also I haven't used Reddit in so many years. You know what I mean? So it's also
Yeah.
it's also like difficult for me to really have a decent idea of all that. But I think a little bit of it is probably FPS and like the acknowledgement, and also just the fact that SSF2 is more, I guess, legit now. Back in 9B, it was silly game. I'm not gonna
True,
lie.
it was.
Very
Yeah.
silly game.
But now it's, we have tournaments that have cash prizes. In 9B, there was maybe like 2 or 3 that had cash prizes at all. So it was a way smaller game. People
Although I
weren't really
think
taking
people-
it seriously.
People respect shit like documentaries because
Yeah,
it's definitely a Smash thing to like have documentaries.
Yeah, it's
Well,
such
like-
a Smash thing.
Yeah, it's such a Smash thing. Like, even though
Sure.
other fighting games and other games in general have documentaries, like Smash is
Yeah.
so like it owes so much to the original Smash
True,
Bros. Documentary
yeah.
that everybody kind of like it's become like a community thing.
Yeah, I mean, that original Smash documentary got me into competitive Smash, and you could argue made me get into SF2. So without that one, this one wouldn't have even existed. And so
Same.
at least the one I made
Same,
wouldn't have
same.
existed. So yeah.
What was I gonna say? I guess we could talk a little bit about why. I mean, we could cover a little bit of current events, but also like
Yeah.
I think I already said it on my stream. I play the game because of all my Pokemon friends that got me into it originally. And quote
Yeah.
CS. Yeah, I think you knew quote Bole.
Maybe I heard of him. I'm not sure.
Okay, quote CS. Like old
Did he
forums
play?
player.
No.
Peach,
don't
I
know.
think. He played Lil
I don't
Cup in
think
Pokemon, and that's how I knew him.
Yeah.
But he got me into this shit. And then, funny enough, because he wasn't even really into it like that. After a certain point, he was like a BR member too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
back in like
okay.
9B, 9A type shit.
Maybe if I saw his profile picture, I'd recognize him.
It's I think it was quote from Cave Story. But
Interesting. No, I don't
yeah,
remember.
he's like pretty old school 9B. Like by the time
Yeah.
I started playing in like May and shit like that and watching SS's streams, because he had linked me to SS's stream. By that time, he was basically done. So that's his story.
Gotcha.
But that's why I got into it. You said you got into it from the Smash Brothers doc, but how do you get into the competitive scene, Bowler?
It's an interesting story. I found out about SF2 because I wanted to play Melee. Like a lot of people had this situation where they wanted to play Melee, but they either didn't have a scene near them or couldn't run it for some reason. So I was like, all right, let me find the next best thing. I found 9B, and I was playing like super casually against computers. Go online, and I see one room, and it's called "I was banned from IRC." And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Why did someone make the room "I'm banned from IRC"? So I look up the IRC, I find the forums, I join, and then there's a very crazy story. There was a lot of drama back then. I got banned under the name Jadenex, so I made a new name called Bowler.
The
This is the
original
first time I ever
alter.
used that name. Yes, I was the original alter. I was banned for a stupid thing. I like spammed someone's DMs or something. It was really stupid. So I made the name Bowler, and then I just stuck around. I mean, I met Chaunch, I met Yoshi Blaze, very good friend of mine. I met Miracle 7, all those people, and I just fell in love with the game. I don't know. It was just so cool. It was so like grassroots back then. Like it was just like 10 people in a random IRC chat room. Like, yo, y'all want to play a tournament? And then the same day we make the challenge link and then play. So
Yeah.
no, it was great.
What was I gonna say? There was a lot of spontaneous shit back then, but the fact that Jadeneck got banned is pretty funny because I was always like,
Yeah.
why do you go from Bowler to Jadeneck, or why do you use both names? And then that's
Yeah, Jadex is my SSF2 MGN account, and it used to be my IRC name, but yeah, it's a stupid story. It's a long story, but yeah, I changed to Bowler,
yeah,
and it stuck. So
the Bowler origin story. But what is it?
yeah.
Vash. I literally remember when you first started playing because everybody thought you were me.
That was you.
Yeah,
I was you. I was
I have a
back.
tweet that was
I
gonna
was
be in the
into-
doc. Yeah, it was a tweet that you tweeted, Vash, that said like, "Why does everyone,
Why
just
does
keep saying
everyone think
Gax?"
I'm Monty or Gax?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember I
Yeah.
tweeted that. That shit was tight.
I remember you were in my server one time, and I was
Your
like,
server
"Damn,
was the first server.
yeah."
I
He
was
was like,
in.
"Damn, this guy's so good." And I don't know if I thought you were an alt, but I was like, "Damn, this guy's crazy. If he's like, he's gonna be."
I
A
almost
top
got
player.
banned that day too, cause of you,
Yeah?
Monty.
Oh, my fault.
That's funny.
Monty's reputation. Oh, almost got me banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, my story is like weird though, cause by the time it was 2017, I already been playing for 3 years, just not online. So I originally got into it through like Etika's video back in 2014
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
when 9B came out. Literally the day it came out. So I kept playing offline, and I didn't have like online kind of had like it was kind of shit trash, so I didn't
Yeah.
really play
Online
it.
was trash in 9B. We can admit this. Yeah.
So I just played offline against CPUs, got my tech skill up, got like a lot of my characters were good, and then I'd play at school with my friends,
Mhm.
and that's how I basically got good. I think I was just
Yeah.
all tech skill, all punish game. I watched your guides, Bowler, about dash
Ah,
canceling and all
thank
that.
you. Oh my
So by
god,
the time I
those
was,
guys are so aged. It's unreal.
they got me good. Well, that's all that matters. And
Yeah.
then I joined online when I saw, because Bowler was the only YouTuber I watched for SF2. He was hosting Bowlers 1 when beta came out.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm definitely the best player in the world, you know?
Oh yeah.
There's no way I'm not. So I entered it. I did shit. I got like 13th or something. And
That's
then
still pretty good for
that
your
kind of
first
sparked
for
it.
your first tournament that's got like 97
13.
people.
Yeah, it's plenty good.
I think for its time, it's like nah.
Yeah,
I think like for what I thought I was, like nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, from there I met Monty and Gax because Gax talked to me first about people accusing him of being me, and I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. The next thing you know, I'm in NSB, and then from there on out, I just kept playing.
Yeah. I think I definitely remember you like joining NSB. I thought you were Incinerate for a little bit too. Which is completely
Yeah, Instant
random.
was the last
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
people thought I was.
Yeah.
Remember we did the verification
because-
process. I was
yeah.
like, comment on this YouTube video.
Yeah, no, cause I
Okay.
didn't know that you were that Vash. Yeah, which is funny, cause we were both like melee content creators, and we just ended up playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vash's old combo videos. I remember. Yeah.
And I used to make like
Tillur, I am curious. How did you get into SSF2? And when did you get into it?
I used to play it a lot at like public libraries when I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It was like some really old like V.7 like demo or something like that.
Yeah.
And I played a lot of 9A 9B at like computer labs whenever I'm like after school and all that. So like I had like a very casual stance on it. I
Yeah.
think I really only got into like competitive like Discord Anthers ladder like around the same time like I watched your videos because it was the Anthers like Zero to Hero, which had like
Yes,
3
I
videos.
love that series. Yeah.
I watched that series. I'm like, dang, that's cool. I kind of want to do that because ranking systems I always think are cool.
Mhm.
And then I played on Anthers a lot for like 2018, and then I eventually met. Shouts to Ufta, by the way. Like he
do
brought
remember
me
that.
into the community.
I
He was like,
have to
"Listen,
like let me
if you
pause
wanna
there.
join a group, okay,
Up to save the community in 2019. I swear to God.
oh, yeah,
Like
no,
in
so-
January when Anthers was the only platform, it was like me, Ufta, Art Magic. We were just grinding and trying to get as much people as we could, and Tillur was
Yes.
one of them.
Yes.
Sure. Dude, Ufta.
That was
Ufta
sort of like
brought some
the-
people in.
It's like the beginning of the new gen players, you know? It's like Tillur, Kai, you know, Ufta,
Mm.
Art Magic. They all started just like 2019, just grinding.
Mhm.
You gotta respect that. Like no one else is playing, you're still playing. Like that's respectable.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like the part that you cut in it at the ending, where we were talking about how like as long as it's like 3 people, fuck it. This whole like everybody could quit besides this entire podcast. As long as like 3 of us kept playing, it would be a community.
Big
Ah,
game
yeah,
of
yeah.
but yeah.
Like at
Be a
that
much
time,
smaller
we
community.
were all down bad. We were like playing Sir Alpha all the way from Venezuela.
That's
We were like,
Alpha.
God
You're
damn
so
it!
down bad.
This-
You're
I
pressing
meant-
their alpha. Oh
This was
god.
right after
We-
Ultimate dropped, right? Like,
Yeah, right
Ultimate
after Ultimate
almost
dropped.
killed the game.
dude, we saw Tillur, who was from like what, Jersey, New York, or whatever. It was like,
New York.
yo, East Coast to East Coast, let's go. And then we met Kai, we met S Funk,
Yeah,
dude. Like we met so many people
S-Funk.
through Anthony.
Wow, man. I wish he still played the game, cause he was like,
yeah.
he played like Rivals of Aether after.
Yeah,
And he got pretty nice at that game. I don't know how deep he got into it, but apparently he was pretty nice at that game. But it's just crazy. He was one of the people that unfortunately quit because the community wasn't that
nice to him.
real.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, or not like a lot. There's like this weird subsection of like people who got like really good in 2019, but then dropped the game like after 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kizu was also one of those people who was like a top player in 2019 and sort of disappeared. He was a Luffy player.
Yeah.
We all
And
thought
S-Funk,
2019 is done. 2019 is
Yeah.
last year. It was like,
People
all
did
right,
think that. I
Flash is
I
dying.
thought it too, honestly.
Especially near the end. Oh my goodness.
Flash is gonna die, so we were like, it's over. Like, who cares?
Yes,
at
when we
this
thought
point?
Flash was gonna die in 2020.
Like we wouldn't even have an audience anymore that were like casuals. Like, all right, good games. Like, dude.
Yeah, I was so like, I just didn't even want to make content. I was like, I don't know if like what the future of this game is.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just
Yeah, and then 2020 was a great year for the game.
Bowler and I
Also-
kind of remember. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah,
the
I
scene
will-
was
yes.
dead. The scene was kind of dead because
Yeah.
everybody's waiting for beta, and
Yeah, everyone thought beta was gonna come out at the end of 2016, like December,
Mhm.
and then like I think in December they announced it's delayed.
I remember
It-
that
the whole
delay.
game, like no
Oh
one
my
was
God.
entering. It was like just Incinerate basically who was
me
entering
and
tournaments.
Incinerate would play like every week.
Yeah.
Every week I
Yeah,
played
like, yeah,
Fox Zelda.
exactly. Basically, it was just Incinerate and Monty and like two other people. Like no one, Kios and Gas were not entering. No one was
Yeah.
entering.
Even
was, like, maybe
Zare
one
would
or two
enter
tournaments a
occasionally. Zare would enter occasionally.
Yeah,
That's the
I mean,
one
it
thing
was,
I respect about Zare the most.
It was bad.
Is he's definitely one player that doesn't like, especially out of the older top players, that actually admits that he likes the game, and he also,
Yeah.
it helps that he actually does like the game too. But he'll like continue to support the scene and shit like that, even if he's not entering PR tournaments. So I respect him for that.
Yeah, I love
Same,
people don't hate the game they play.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hate Ultimate players on Twitter. All they do is
I
complain about
swear to
Ultimate.
God, I hate it
I hate
so
that.
much.
I hate that so much. All
Yeah,
they do is
it's
complain
so
about
annoying.
Ultimate, but they still play it.
They
Anyways,
still play.
We
Yeah,
complain
don't
play
about it, but
SF2.
it's like we complain about like characters or some shit. There was
Yeah.
I feel like for us, we had it worse because like
oh,
we've been through like worse character designs.
we have been
Exactly.
through some interesting metas. Yeah.
Like we have some
Yeah.
good mechanics, but like, dude, like Tails and Samus, that shit was busted.
Samus was like really good. Oh god, it was bad.
I was saying this to Ermac the other day. SF2 is now at a state where I could look at a top tier and be like, okay, I know how this works. Back in the day, like, that wasn't possible. You tell me how to play against 1.0.2 Samus. There's no
know.
right answer. like,
Forward
that's
air
a
at
broken
0?
character.
Forward air charge shot that kills at 0.
Just
Just
fucking,
like,
like,
what do you do?
down throw fair, charge shot, Zare, charge shot, everything, like, and then just getting through fair itself in neutral, like the only way to beat that character, ideally, was to just either, just to outplay the opponent to that extent, like Zare versus Strat, or like a
Dude,
lot of
my
people beat
solution,
Strat.
my solution was Game and Watch. The
Yeah.
back air was the only move that beat
the Vash Game and Watch.
that beat the forward air.
where they changed the
I was
back
like,
air. Yeah,
Back air, down air, kills at 0.
they gutted that character.
I
or
lost
kind of.
the Strat once,
Kinda.
and I decided never again.
Yeah,
It had to
Yeah.
because that character had pissed me off. Like, it was bad. I really
Tiller,
hated
had
that
you ever
character.
played against Strat, or did Strat already quit before you?
Strat quit by the time I played.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank God
yeah.
though. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I look at old Samus VODs. I'm like, what? Why is this character allowed to do what she does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with
It's not
Strat, but he was so annoying to play.
Yeah,
against. I hated it.
yeah.
Samus is just such a.
And like Tails, we got so lucky that Chaos didn't even want to play. Like,
I was gonna
Tails
say,
against
like,
people.
I'm lucky
Yeah,
our
those-
top
yeah.
players in point 3 was Prol and Chaos for the most part.
Mhm.
Cause like Chaos didn't really commit to like campy Tails and like going for the timer when he could have after he got a lead.
Yeah.
And Prol, Prol does Prol thing, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy those two were the reps because they kind of held it down.
it's like it's almost like you kind of have to have that in you, that play almost for fun mentality to be good at this game, because like you're not going to be able to just continue playing to win. Like Vash is probably the closest to that, and not in terms of like playing lame, but just like playing to win.
Yeah.
Or like how you got good. How you got good was like
Yeah.
just playing to win straight up. I got good by playing Chaos a lot, like for fun. Like we just played on Skype like a lot. So that's how I got good at the game, right? So I don't know. They like a lot of situations people get good by like playing their friends and shit like that, and not even like trying to be the best initially. Or I don't know. Also, like in order to continue playing a game that has no real like prize money, that has no real like way of being profitable and everything like that, you both want to compete. Like you gotta like competing, and also you gotta play for fun, because like that's the only thing that makes you want to enter every week or like every other week, is just like I find this fun. So I'm gonna play a way that's enjoyable to me and others. So that's you kind of have to be that way. Like basically everybody. I think you and Gax, you're definitely better about it than Gax, because Gax was like the literal play to win player. Like when he started playing Falco, everybody noticed.
Okay, that was like an AK-47, dude. Like what the fuck was he doing?
He was the first AK.
The thing with me playing to win, I actually enjoyed what I did. Like four throw chain grab. I love that.
Oh god, no.
Dude, I fucking love that.
Four throw chain grab.
The DK flow chart, I was like the first one who kind of brought that out. I fucking love doing it.
You're the first one who like flow charted it
in tournament. Yeah. And then I don't know. I still had fun with it. Like where I think it's true is that like there's some people who like rely on like a certain strategy, but then like long term that won't work because they're gonna patch it out. Once they patch it out, like what are you gonna do? Yeah. And you've seen these players come and go that can't compete like long term. You know, there's only been at like maybe less than 10 people that have competed in multiple patches at the top level. So it's like
exactly.
I'm curious. Since I forgot to ask Tillur. Since I already asked you, Vash. Tillur, what did you think of the doc, just in general?
I really liked it. I think compared to like Vash or Monty, I have a very unique stance on that. Like going into it, I wasn't expecting me to be like even like a small part of it. Like I knew I got interviewed, and I might be mentioned somewhere in 2020, but I took the stance of just like a spectator. I was like, I'm gonna just watch this as like, I'm gonna pretend like I'm just a new player coming into the community, and I watch this, right?
Yeah.
And based on that, I can kind of like understand like how if other people enjoyed it a lot. Thankfully, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So in that way, I think a lot of people who are new to the game but have some sort of interest in it, they would also enjoy the documentary a lot.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like a lot of people who had never played or even seen SSF2 competitive still said they loved it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I try to make it so like even if you had no idea who any of these people were, you could still like kind of enjoy it.
I feel like that's the number one.
I think that's the hardest part about making a doc.
Yeah.
You gotta make them care about these players. Like who are these players? Like you gotta make them care about like tournaments, like the storyline, all that stuff.
Oh, especially 90 minutes, like creating like characters out of people that people can follow and like go through a narrative with is really difficult in 90 minutes, because you gotta establish who they are while still pushing the pace forward. You know what I mean? So it's really
exactly
that's a I just thought about that, and I'm just like
that's one of the biggest challenges, was trying to like develop these players and talk about like who they are, but also like show what they do later on. So it's important.
Yeah.
If I spend too long talking about like, oh, this is who Glyphic is, this is what he does, this is what he's going, what he's all about, then it's it's kind of boring. They want to like see what he actually does. You want to see like, you want to prove that he's a top player, not just say he's a top player.
Yeah. One thing about the doc is that I felt like the actual SSF2 footage used could have been more diverse. So it's difficult to get footage of older
tournaments.
Yeah, especially because the MGCS tournaments are all unlisted at best now. Like some of them might be private straight up, but I think a lot of them are unlisted.
That sucks.
You would definitely have to ask Doc for those.
The whole Mixer era.
That too.
Yes.
No, but a lot of things are on the lab.
Oh yeah, they're on
a lot of them are on the lab. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was a great resource for especially the 9B stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. What were you gonna say?
Like most 9B footage was not archived well at all.
The recreation.
Like half the tournaments. Thank God you can put replays on challenge, because if you couldn't, half the tournaments are gone. We wouldn't have them.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah.
That's the thing about like switching to Discord that I never liked, because you can just lose
Yes.
an entire Discord. But that's its own.
Yeah.
I could talk about that for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually true about Bowlers 3. If we didn't have the stream archive of it, I don't have the replays anymore, and they're not unchallenged. So we wouldn't even have Vash vs. Prolific.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about, but yeah.
Oh
Discord
yeah, wait, you could
does have that
probably
flaw.
ask Doc for
Doc has the old VODs,
yeah.
but that was like, but he uploaded them pretty recently. So by the
Yeah.
time, like, I'm sure you were well into the Doc.
No,
at
but
that
he
point.
also probably has the unlisted links on the MG YouTube channel,
Yeah.
because he has
Yeah.
he has access to that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I had the VODs. We still have the replays.
Oh, okay.
If we ever,
Okay.
yeah. All the replays for all of them. Like, if we didn't have the VOD, I mean, there'd be no footage. It
Yeah,
would just be like a memory. Yeah.
man. What was I gonna say? But yeah, what was I gonna say? What do you
I'm glad
guys
Tillur,
think?
Tillur enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that like a lot of, like even people like my friends that I met through 9B that don't play beta,
Yeah.
never really got into it like that. Like I saw DSF's thing.
Yeah, DSF loved it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
If you don't know who DSF is, he's
I do know who DSF
yeah,
I
is.
know who
very-
he is. He's a commentator, I think.
Yes,
One of
very
my
old
favorite
school commentator.
commentators.
Yeah, great
It was
person.
cool. I liked it.
Yeah. Fun fact, I mean, random fact, but I put a 99 stock match with DSF and we played all 99 stocks out. He's the only person who would do that. He's awesome. I
That's
love DSF. Yeah.
I'm probably
awesome.
the
What the
only
hell?
person here that's played
Yeah, I know.
DSF in tournament.
No, I have.
I
Wait,
don't
you
think I
played him
have.
in tournament? Oh, he played beta a little
Beta.
bit, I think.
Yeah,
He did play beta a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He quit in 2018,
I think
I think.
between, like, I didn't even play that much consecutive months, like when you think about it, because I take like a break every year, right? But I
Yeah.
think I've played like a surprising amount of people. Like
Yeah,
there's,
probably.
I'm trying to think of the amount of people that I
Especially
haven't
if you count
played.
the alts, right?
Yeah,
And
especially
then it's
I'm
like
trying to.
even added. Yeah.
I've been seated everywhere. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I've been.
Oh,
I've-
literally,
Yeah.
literally been seated everywhere.
Yeah, I've been
God,
seated probably
Oh
in
my
every single
God.
position.
Haha.
Because of the
Yeah,
odds.
yeah.
Man, that's the funny thing about it. Like that's
That
why
is funny, yeah.
that's why like I always thought FCR was a bad way to see things or whatever, because I know the entire experience. Or like whether you're a new player or old, like I've been through it all, bro. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? So what do you guys think that the community members right now, especially like newer people or newer like basically people in Tillur's position, who like are more active members of the community? Because like I don't play tournaments anymore. Vash is like kind of inactive. Bowler is definitely more like content these days than most other
Yeah.
stuff. What do you
Just
think?
saying, what do you think about the modern scene?
And
modern?
that, and also like, what do you think people can do going forward to make the community better, and also like grow it and everything too?
I personally think the scene's in one of the best spots it's ever been. I think the community has a lot of great leaders right now. A lot more maturity. Like back in the day, the community leaders has had drama like basically every day, and there still is drama. But like back when like Gax, I love Gax, but when he was like a community leader, it was always something crazy with NSB
Dude,
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
it was crazy.
Flash Nation, come on.
Yeah,
Come
Flash
on.
Nation. And then we had like
I love
like
Flash
different
Nation.
discords had beef with like SSF2 and Crepical. Oh gosh, yeah, there's
It's
so
still,
much
it's
beef.
still kind of clicky, but like way less than
It
used to
is,
be.
yeah,
I'm
But these
glad
days-
that Jma owns it.
yeah,
FFC,
yeah.
because he can hold it down for a long
Yeah,
time.
you can't trust
not,
Tillur.
He's so not a problem. What?
You can't trust
Listen,
Tillur. Tiller's Alliance, legalized,
My
Sky
Alliance.
Sanctuary
Yeah,
zone.
Tiller's doing a great
Dude,
job. I think
dude,
Tiller's.
our dude, we gotta move forward, okay?
Mr.
He's-
Jack-
Everyone I
Jack is
ask in that alliance say it's someone else's fault. So it's on someone.
Yeah,
And it was a
Honestly,
unanimous.
just-
Like when I came back and
It
I
was
read the
yeah,
notifications,
it was unanimous because
everybody
I think
agreed.
people were indifferent. I was
Yeah.
sort of just like, what happens, happens. That's
Yeah.
that's
he
that's
wanted
on
to
me,
shine
though.
people off the top.
It's crazy. Like I hate both the stages, but I think they're both really good spaces.
They're good for us, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I hate playing on them.
You
Not
can't-
because they're
it's
good.
hard
I
to
just
add-
hate them.
It's hard to add stages that are bad for spaces. Because
Yeah.
like their
Yeah.
neutral on flats is so good. Like the only thing outweighing it is the punish. Like, and even then, versus some characters, I feel like Fox can have a better punish than vice versa.
Mhm. Oh,
But let's not get into. We could the three of
Yeah,
us.
Yeah, we are not
especially-
talking about
Yeah.
Fox. We are not
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about Fox. We're gonna go on
You
for.
mean the
Everyone
top
here plays
one,
Spaces
top one
besides me.
character?
I just realized that.
I mean, you played
But yeah, no.
Spaces and Melee once,
yes, in Melee, yes.
so you're a
Not
second
necessarily.
player too.
But
Yeah, you want to.
yeah, I think the scene's in a great spot. I mean, I think just from like watching, as a spectator, it's interesting. I think playing is, it's more competitive than ever.
Mhm.
The community, there's more content being made. I mean, yeah, for the most part, like the scene's doing really good.
I'm really.
I think Tillur, JMI, all of them, all the crews are really good right now. Like AFM and Smash Circus and all those. It's good.
Yeah. I just think that people just have to keep enjoying the game,
Yes.
because that's what keeps the community alive. Like, if you got people who just start leaving because they don't enjoy the game, then that's sign of decline. But the documentary brought in a lot of people. Like, this is a really fun game. Like,
Yeah.
I'm one of the people who I really love the game. I'm not gonna sit
Yes.
here and act like, oh man, there's I have a couple issues with the new patch, for example. I'm gonna completely shut on the game from now on.
Yeah.
I think that's, as someone who holds a pretty high position,
Mhm.
that's it's like what Vash kind of said about why he believed metagame didn't perform as well, because you had two of the biggest community leaders just on its release, just shit talking it a
Yes.
And
that
also-
influences other people's opinions, and then they'll start to be
Exactly.
saying whatever they, yeah. I
Also, metagame, it wasn't the whole releasing it as a paid thing. I get why.
Yeah.
That's
as
the
a
other
content
reason.
creation.
The paid
Yeah.
thing is just.
Like,
I
literally-
haven't watched it since.
I've
Me
not
neither.
I haven't been able to watch
I've
it.
I've
not watched
worked
it
full
since.
time, but it's why would I pay to watch a documentary?
Yep.
That they
it was-
plan to
yeah.
release elsewhere as well, like Netflix or whatever, eventually.
The production value on it was insane. I thought it was at least very
I'm not-
interesting.
What's in work?
But
It also
the
felt
top
kind of
players
outdated.
had issues with it. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
But certain elements, I love the whole five gods sort of cinematic thing they did was really cool.
Mhm.
yeah.
But yeah,
Like-
that was a questionable documentary for sure.
Yeah.
Had some issues, but
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think back in the day, there was also worse communication with the developers. Like me and T-Son kept
Oh,
having
God,
issues,
dude.
and
yeah, there was beef.
and I was a little kid, so I was immature, but I was one of I owned Galaxy, I had all this and all that, and it was just not a great time between the competitive community and the developers. Well, the hardcore competitive community.
Yeah.
So, and also the game wasn't being balanced the best, and also people didn't feel
True.
listened to. There was a lot of elements going into it. These days, I feel
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I definitely feel we're closer to having something legitimate in terms of that.
I mean, you should just say it. That's
I don't think
just say
it's good too, because it's
Why not?
it's tentative right now, right? So, but
Oh,
I think
yeah,
we're closer to having something legitimate in terms of people's feedback being addressed, and also you can just straight up
I
talk
just
to
I
Ermac.
just caught on what he was.
Yeah,
referencing.
you can also just talk to Ermac a lot of the times, and as long as you're very reasonable and you you explain shit out, I break shit down a lot whenever I talk to Ermac to try and get my perspective across.
Yeah.
The shield stops
Yeah.
thing and Ichigo changes, the dash tag nerf, just shit like that. And the MG Bound server, I feel the relationship with the developers is a lot better than it ever was before.
Yep, I agree. I think it's got a bright future for the game. Hopefully,
There is one
especially with
concern.
rollback.
Mhm.
What's the concern?
One concern I do want to. I mean, me and Monty talk about it, but I do want to
Yeah.
bring it up. But we're good. We're looking good right now, but we're still racing against the
Pandemic.
pandemic being over.
True. Yeah.
Once, because the only reason why 2020 happened, the only reason why Bullies 3 happened was the pandemic happened. If the pandemic wasn't a thing, I'm not entering Bullies 3. I'm a senior in that year. I got to get into college,
Yeah.
right?
Plus, locals start coming up for other Smash games.
Exactly. I got to start entering. I got to do other things.
Yeah.
So
people got things
we
to
got to
do.
start. It's looking good now, but the one thing I can tell the current community leaders to capitalize on is this moment.
Mhm.
We
I
got a
agree, yeah.
documentary. We got a lot of people on our community, a lot of eyes, a lot of community figures from other scenes that got eyes on us. We
Yeah.
got to capitalize on it because we don't know when things are going to open up again. And next thing you know, a lot of people aren't willing to enter online tournaments because they got life things to do. Just
Yeah.
regular life things.
That's the thing.
Yep.
it's so weird when you're a kid and you hear people say shit like, "Oh, I can't enter this Saturday, I got work," and then you start to work
Exactly.
full time. Like I work full time now, and even if I cared to enter tournaments these days, I feel like the reason why I don't enter tournaments personally, I guess I could talk about that a little bit because it kind of shines that perspective of like older players, I guess, that don't really play.
Sure.
Is that a lot of my peers? Oh, what are you gonna say?
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, but I do have to leave soon if that's
Okay.
ideal possible.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to wrap. That's why I kind of
Okay.
like switch it to the subject. But basically,
Gotcha.
yeah, I just kind of like. It's because a lot of my peers don't enter anymore, right? So it's like for me, the competition. It's not the same for me playing somebody that started playing like 3 years after I started. Even though there's like, it's cool like seeing like for instance Mango and Zane play Melee. Like Mango's still playing against H-Box too. Like there's still that sense that like his peers are there. For me, I definitely enjoy competing against people that I've competed against for a long time. Like I don't know, I like that. And also like I don't know, it's like kind of getting old thing. I definitely would. I think that one, if the pandemic keeps going, then we definitely have some like online things that are coming in the future and like shit people are working on. I don't want to like have whoever's working on that be flooded with requests or anything like that, right? So but there's like improvements to online and shit but on the way, right? But then you think about if this shit does come like crashing down a little bit and like the whole pandemic, it's gonna become endemic and like COVID's always it might always be a thing, and everything like that. But when you if it goes down and everything and like society kind of opens back up a little bit more and people aren't as willing to play online, one, I mean the SSF2 was there before, but also two, I think we could start focusing on like making offline scenes a thing.
I agree. Yeah, local scenes. That'd be a hype, future for the game if pandemic,
That's a real challenge. If you guys actually decide to do that.
I gotta go. So, good documentary.
Yeah.
I think we
that was a
covered
great
the
documentary.
talked about the future of the game. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know if you guys want to keep talking. But
yeah, I just wanted to say, before Bowler dips, thank you everybody for watching, and also, please, if you like SF2, care about it at all, just continue doing shit. Like even if you think you won't be good at it, just ask for help, try shit, enter tournaments while you can. There's a tournament today, ! Tour. Just plugging that real quick. Non-PR stream tournament commentated by me and Soldier Sunday. But basically, just continue doing shit because you can't just wait around for everybody else to do it. I like this new generation of players.
Agree.
New generation of players definitely doing shit that like being content creators, everything, just trying to do it all. Like definitely something that we could have had more of in the past. But yeah, shout outs to everybody for watching.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out.
Bye.
Yeah.
Out.